a word. It's called karma. Yeah, it's karma. Of course, the other night, there was a Connecticut Sun Indiana Fever game.
Jacy, Sheldon and the Ohio State Buckeyes were a team that were huge rivals with Iowa. Jacy, Sheldon was Caitlin Clark's matchup, and there was a hatred between those teams.
What happens when the WNBA's biggest star, Caitlin Clark, is targeted with a shockingly deliberate foul, and the league does almost nothing about it? Wait until you hear why this one play by Jacy Sheldon has everyone demanding her suspension and calling out the refs for their silence. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Imagine this. Caitlin Clark, the centerpiece of the WNBA's rising popularity, drives toward the hoop like she's done 1,000 times before. She's weaving her way through defenders, the energy in the arena electric, and then it happens. Jacy Sheldon steps in. With one quick, deliberate motion, she jabs at Clark's face, her fingers grazing dangerously close to her eye. Clark stumbles in shock, clearly hurt, as the crowd lets out a collective gasp. Somehow, the referees don't see it the same way, calling it a flagrant one foul, essentially a slap on the wrist. And just like that, the game moves on, as if nothing happened. But let's rewind for a second. That wasn't all.
That's the thing, and I understand college is college, pros is pros. But at the end of the day, these two players, you can hate a player from college and you still hate them in the pros.
And as she was reeling from that, Marina Mabrey came in with the Kennedy Carter body slam heard around the world. Just
slow motion replays show Sheldon's hand lingers just long enough to look intentional, and earlier in the same sequence, she's seen grabbing Clark's arm, throwing her off rhythm. This wasn't just a random incidental play. It looked calculated, as if Jacy wanted to send a message. If there was any doubt about whether it was accidental, fans were quick to connect the dots to their college days. These two faced off many times back in the NCAA, where tensions often ran high. Sheldon, known for her aggressive style of defense with Ohio State, had her fair share of physical matchups with Clark during her Iowa career. Could those simmering feelings have carried over into the WNBA? Plenty of people think so. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture here, because this isn't just about one rough play. The WNBA has a serious problem on its hands. Look at how the NBA used to shield its stars. During their prime, you didn't lay a dirty finger on Michael Jordan or LeBron James without suffering serious consequences. Why? Because those players weren't just athletes. They were economic engines for the entire league. Caitlin Clark is no different. Analysts say she's projected to drive over a quarter of the WNBA's league activity by 2025. That's not a typo, 26.5%. And yet, in this critical moment, she was barely protected.
Slammed into the side of Caitlin Clark and sent her viciously flying to the floor. Now, of course, many of you were like, can we ban her?
Jumped on top of Caitlin Clark, kind of grabbed her, and Caitlin Clark kind of swung back at her. Like, these two players have had battles, and nobody can bring out the demon in Caitlin Clark. Like,
fans erupted on social media, with hashtags like #Justice for Clark trending. So, if she's this invaluable, why isn't the league doing more to safeguard her? You know what's crazier? This isn't just about the eye jab. This one play is pulling back the curtain on a much bigger issue: how the WNBA handles its stars, especially when it comes to safety. Caitlin Clark isn't just any player. She's the kind of once-in-a-generation athlete the league should be celebrating and protecting. But instead of stepping up, they're letting plays like this slide, and it's becoming a pattern. Missed calls, inconsistent penalties. You see it enough, and it starts looking like negligence. And let's be real, this isn't just bad basketball, it's bad business. Think about it. Clark is more than a player. She's a driving force behind the league's growing success. One expert's analysis showed Clark is projected to generate 26.5% of the WNBA's total economic activity by 2025.
Caitlin Clark is facing her #1 rival in the Sun. And the amount of people like, you're just making up rivalries. No. Caitlin Clark and Jacy Sheldon. There is a legitimate hatred there.
Send the rest of the league a message. The WNBA missed an opportunity to take that. By the way, referees completely bleeped that whole thing up. I mean, they effed it up.
That's almost $1 billion tied to her name. Now, imagine running a business and letting your top revenue generator get stapled to the ground by bad practices. That'd be like if Amazon just ignored someone tampering with their best-selling product. It'd be chaos. Same thing here. Except instead of products, it's plays on the basketball court. That's insane when you really think about it. Fans and analysts are already frustrated. Some are flat out calling this disrespect, not just to Clark, but to the game itself. This isn't the 1990s where players had to earn their protection. Look at the NBA. When they realized stars like Michael Jordan or LeBron drove the league, they made rules to protect them. Stricter fouls, harsher penalties, because they knew what was at stake.
Kathy Engelbert, get some real referees and fire every one of them mother-scooting sons of bees out of there. Get them out.
Like, there's nobody that quite brings out the demon like Jacy Sheldon. Hence why Caitlin Clark has set her career high on Jacy Sheldon. Caitlin Clark has set the all-time assist record on Jacy Sheldon's head.
Meanwhile, in the WNBA, you have Sheldon jabbing Clark's eye and walking away with just a minor flagrant. Meanwhile, people are out here demanding fines that sting, tens of thousands of dollars, and even suggesting that money should go to Clark as compensation. So the question now is, what's the WNBA going to do? Call fouls tougher? Introduce suspension rules that send a real message? Whatever the answer is, this can't be ignored much longer. Otherwise, they could lose more than just games. They could lose Caitlin Clark entirely. If the WNBA doesn't step up to protect Caitlin Clark, they're risking far more than just her safety. They're putting the future of the league on the line. Clark isn't just a star player, she's the engine driving 26.5% of the league's economic activity, according to finance expert Dr. Ryan Brewer. That's why this issue isn't just about basketball.
Caitlin Clark has then did what she did, and she had the most impressive 20-6 game I've ever seen, because she must have had about 7 hockey assists as well.
Avery came in with the Kennedy Carter body slam heard around the world. Just
fans have to demand better, clear rules, tougher penalties, actual accountability. Without these, the league risks losing its brightest stars. The real question here isn't whether Clark needs the WNBA, it's whether the WNBA can afford to lose Caitlin Clark altogether.